At least I didn't have to hear Dayman's stupid intro sound this time.
Chalk's really quiet. Is that on my end?
Fucking coming in on my heater.
Today, people decided to not do the stuff that we have 2 days to do, which is fine because other things came up that are more important. But then when they were like, hey, can you help me with this thing? I said, sure. And I helped them with it. And they're like, no, can you help me do it in this exact other way that's stupid and doesn't make any sense, just so that I could not learn how the system works? And I was like, no. And it was really frustrating.
Am I echoing?
I don't hear an echo.
I don't either.
Am I the problem?
You are not a problem to me. You were quiet, but I had you at 60%.
Probably a good percent for me.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Newt, you there,
Leo
buddy?
sounds good.
Sure
sounds
Where you
good.
at?
No, I didn't end up leaving, so I'm here at home.
That's nice. How's the kid feeling?
She's better. She's got a lump on her neck still, but it's nothing serious.
Oh,
So
nice.
we know it's nothing serious?
Yeah, well, it was like a 5:30 a.m. wake up with a lump on the neck. That was a quick trip to the ER, but
Is it big too?
Yeah, it's a huge. It's terrifying. It looks like a golf ball.
Golf ball, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say any scenario where anything on your body develops
Quickly
to that size, like, you know, where you're like, wow, I didn't notice that yesterday, is always somewhat alarming.
Worst part is she told us her neck hurt, and we brushed it off like, oh, just, chill out,
Whatever.
you're fine. And then she woke up the next morning, she's like, no, it really hurts. And we're like, oh, cool,
like,
we're terrible parents.
Yeah, like, I feel so bad. Your neck's fucked, bro.
She got a lot of treats that day. A lot of treats.
Yeah, I hate that. Whenever like even like with our cats, like one of them, like it's been a while now, but they were like limping, and I was like, "You're so dramatic." And then the next day, like their paw actually was like kind of hurt, like they burnt it a little bit, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry."
You get
My older brother fell off the monkey bars when he was like 7 or 8, and he came home and he's like, hey, my arm hurts. And my dad's like, you're fine. And then like 4 days later, he's like, dude, my arm still hurts. And it was like swelling. So they took him to the inn and he had a broken arm. My dad's like, oh,
yeah,
guess we should have done something about that.
That's just a kid of the 80s and 90s right there.
Late 70s. So,
dude. Even so, like when my before my girlfriend got her wisdom teeth out, she was just like, they kind of hurt, but it's not too bad. And then she like goes to the dentist and they're like, oh my God, your wisdom teeth are like poking all the way through. This must be excruciating. It was just like, oh my God, that's terrible. It's like, no, it's no big deal. I was like, oh my dude, like mine weren't even poking out. And I was like, take these fuckers out of me.
Yeah, oral pain is no joke.
Now.
Yeah, no, it fucking sucks. It's definitely one of those things where it's like immediate.
Oh, man. Not doing great on the mini golf today, guys.
No, we're not. What the fuck is this?
Oh, shit.
No, I mean, I'm not doing great on the mini golf. It was terrible.
No, but it was just me and you. So it's like, forsaketh us?
So basically just me, because you're not going to...
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know why I'm going after you so hard. I've missed you. I hope you're doing well.
Same. I've been trying to update my resume for the last few hours.
I've been.
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah, I've been.
Well, I've been 1 week.
I've been drinking. Not really.
No, back to the bare naked ladies.
What about them?
Can't make fun of them because there's a Canadian on the fucking show.
Dude, one time when I was like a kid, like I definitely remember my dad being like, do you want to know what this band's called? And I was like, what? Like I must have been like 12 years old. He was like, there's something you'll find in the woods and in a strip club. And I was just like, Dad, I'm 12. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, obviously that's not what I said, but
what
like,
do you mean by
just
that?
like, what the fuck? I don't
What
know.
is going on
He
with
said bare naked
Idaho?
ladies. My dad is pretty legendary advice, though.
I think I've told the story of...
Why does that remind you of a story?
Dad, what does that mean?
It's similar. In St. Louis, we were at the Arch for 4th of July, and it wasn't the bare naked ladies, it was Goo Goo Dolls.
Okay.
And they were on stage playing, and this older lady leans over and asks me who's on the stage. I'm like, oh, it's the Goo Goo Dolls. And she goes, oh, I expected a bunch of women. And I looked at her and I said, you would be really disappointed if it was bare naked ladies.
She find it funny?
She did not get the joke.
Several fully clothed men.
Like with beards and shit.
Yes.
Damon, I would
That's
like
so
you to. I'd
funny.
like to make a request if I could.
What?
I would like the podcast to start when Leo says several fully clothed men.
Okay.
But then my story doesn't get put in.
No.
You just skipped over my story.
I'll snip that part and put it in first, and then people will just hear it again.
Okay.
So
That's funny you
today-
say that, though. The Goo Goo Dolls, because my sister asked me to play guitar at her wedding and play Iris by Goo Goo
Baby.
Dolls.
Oh, not Black Balloon.
No. I was like, that's a certified banger. It's in the stupidest tuning ever, though.
Yeah.
Station for
Iris is a certified banger.
Couldn't
or
they
Black
just
Balloon is?
hire Goo Goo Dolls at this point? Probably be
Probably
easier.
could. Yeah.
Maybe.
Couple grand.
No, I don't think Goo Goo Dolls wants to go to whatever that fucking guy's name is. Wants to go to like the middle of nowhere in Nevada.
Maybe he does.
He might.
Maybe.
Don't rich people
You should
love
ask
going
him.
to the middle of nowhere to Nevada? Isn't like
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers
I mean,
loved
they're-
doing that.
I mean, but
Yeah.
there's like one of the richest towns in America is in Idaho and Sun Valley. It's like Bruce Willis and shit have like private jets there.
didn't he die?
Bruce
No,
Willis?
but no,
Bruce Willis is
no.
alive.
He's very
has
much alive.
Very, very serious medical problems, though, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's like Parkinson's or something now, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can't
So
speak
he
in
does.
that.
MS or something.
He has an aphasia where he can't talk.
Yeah.
So on
And on
today's
that note-
podcast, we have Atlanta Braves GM, NL East rival, Lars Newbar Jr.
Hello.
How are you, Lars?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am, well, frustrated at the incompetence of my coworkers, but that's neither here nor
How
there.
dare you say that to our face?
You're not my coworkers. You're my co-friends. And I'm
No.
also frustrated by your incompetence, but I wasn't going to say it to your
We're
face.
merely peers, and our incompetence,
My
is
incompetence?
is expected.
Exactly. Dayman gets it.
It is expected and
My-
accepted.
My job
Yeah,
description
and will
is to
never
fuck
fail.
up UmpBot once a day. And I have succeeded today.
Fuck up on pod once it. What?
UmpBot.
Bots.
Oh, what happened to
Once a
Umpot
day.
today?
It's a long story, but it's
Okay.
fixed.
Well, that's good. Newt, did you have any idea what was going on with Umpot?
No, I had no idea. Should I have?
I don't
No,
know.
it was,
Okay,
it was
nope.
good.
triple conditional.
Good,
The
good.
triple conditional.
Is that a thing?
Seems
It
like
was.
conditionals too many.
I mean, it was, which is why there was an issue.
I don't
How
think
many
it was the conditionals that messed
It
it up.
wasn't, but
We'll blame it on that, though. It definitely
that's what I'm
wasn't my
saying.
fault.
Yeah.
Stupido?
Technically, it wasn't the bot. Technically, it was just the sheet.
Technically, it was
game.
the sheet, but technically, I caused it to mess up.
So
but
if
I
we get a
don't blame.
confidence.
That's session 3. Session 3's coming. If Robbie remembers.
And Lars now.
Oh, yeah, that's
This-
right.
This guy's job.
Lars can keep Robbie honest.
And
Do
you
I have to
never
keep him
lose,
honest
I'll
for?
just yell at him.
Lars, it's kind of hard to hear you, buddy.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn up my volume.
Oh, yeah,
Appreciate it.
crank that.
Set
Confidence
it to
vote.
11.
We usually pick like, well, we don't really pick. Just normally like a mod or two, and maybe one or two other people who aren't really in OTC kind of run it, set it up at least, and then obviously we can't all access everything.
At all. Not even me.
Yeah. Like last time was Sterling
Mhm.
and else?
Lee? I think
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah. It was.
So we have prepared questions as opposed to the last couple of times because I'm trying to give it a good college go again.
Yes.
And so, Lars, we got 8 questions for you here.
Yep,
You have received those questions ahead of time.
that's a lie.
A couple hours, but
What do you mean a lot?
Just kidding.
Slander.
You received it ahead of time. Maybe not
I did.
a lot
I did.
ahead of time, but there's definitely time between now and the time you receive the questions.
That is correct.
Thank you. Fucking Canadian timekeeping over there. The first question, what even is a kilometer?
I'm glad you asked because I Googled it.
Oh.
A kilometer is 0.6 of a meter. And it's accepted worldwide, where a mile is only used in a few countries like the U.S.
I don't think a kilometer is 0.6 of a meter, my Canadian
I believe
friend.
it's 1,000 meters.
That's right. I said it backwards.
I think you mean mile.
Yep.
Let's just agree a kilometer is a unit of
Kilometer
measurement.
is a unit. Yeah, is a unit of measurement.
That's fucking hilarious.
I will agree
thought you
to
were
that.
gonna. I thought you were gonna say like the actual like dictionary definition of what a kilometer
Like
is.
how the kilometer was originally determined.
Which is one. It's like the same thing with like a gram. It's like there's actually like a.
Mm.
I don't know. There's like
I
an actual.
just Googled fun facts about kilometers, so it's probably the first time in
Ooh.
history somebody did that.
I bet these will be fun.
Yeah. Do you have any
I
more
don't
fun
think-
facts?
None of them are very fun.
Yeah,
Oh.
that doesn't surprise me.
I'm fairly certain a kilometer has been and a meter has been reduced to like a mathematical formula based on some constant of the universe. Like
Yeah,
It definitely
that's
is.
it's yeah. That's
I
what
don't know
more
that it
meant,
was
is
at the
that-
beginning, but I know that it's
Right.
been put towards it now.
And I don't know
it's
if
the
it's
same thing
the-
with like grams. It's
Yeah,
like
I don't know if it's the
at-
only official thing, but I know in Britain they have like a whole building that has like the standards of
actual-
all of them.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
don't
they
know
were
if
in
that's what
Paris,
Canadians
but they
use.
probably are in a bunch of different places.
Yeah,
No,
I would. Most countries probably have their own in case something happens and they can't reach Paris and they need to know the literal length of a meter.
It was one of the big things government did first. Like organized government had standardized weights and measurements. Like that's what you do.
one of the first things in the French Revolution they did was fucking get rid of the old whatever the fucking king-based, just like random
Monarchical.
fucking like. Oh, we measure thing by fucking Louis, and they equal 2.1 pounds or some random
width
shit.
of my
the first
foot.
thing they did
Yeah.
was get rid of
And
like, the
then they cut
traditional
off
unit
heads.
of measure. Yeah, no. As they were cutting people's head off, they were like, "Make sure you set up the guillotine 2
That's it.
meters away
That's right.
Not
It'll start his head rolls 1 meter
for
away.
Louis." Yeah, that way his head goes 3
Louis.
Louis. Yeah,
So
there's 30
Lars, do you wanna
platinum
tell us
iridium
why
bars.
do you want to share why I asked that question? Do you with the community who may not be aware?
Is it because our stadium is what the fuck is a kilometer stadium?
I thought it was what even is a kilometer stadium, but yes, that's basically the idea.
Yeah, we're a
So
little
what
vulgar in
exactly?
Atlanta.
Stadium names?
That's the stadium name. Yeah, it's one of my
You guys
favorite
want to
names.
know the actual dictionary definition? It was pretty close to the speed of light one. A meter has been defined as the length of the path traveled by light in a vacuum during a time interval of 1 over an extremely crazy number of a second, where a second is defined by some strange form of nuclear decay. Basically, they've like atomic clock,
less
like
school already for
reorganized
Yeah.
like
Leave
meter
me
and volume
alone.
and gram and all that sort of shit.
It's gonna be awkward when we can't find that atomic item when we need to accurately count this or measure this distance.
Yeah, cesium.
It's gonna
I
suck.
mean, we'll be back
Pat
at
my
the Louis,
pocket.
and that's probably fine for that
Right.
level.
Luckily, you don't need the actual cesium because like we know the measurement of like the photons or some sort of like
my pockets, Pat. Just like man,
subatomic.
where did I leave that?
Where did I leave that cesium?
Where did I leave
see
my
this
atomic clock?
I
fucking
just left it in my
sieve,
other
like-
pants.
Oh man, I
got
left it in
wa-
my
got
other
washed.
Yeah. Blew up the laundromat. I left them in my other laboratory.
Turned the laundromat into Chernobyl.
So Lars, what made you want to be a GM?
I was fortunate enough to be an FCB under Duck, and that was a great experience. I was drafted by the Brewers and had great GM leadership under CJ. and then Lee for a year. But I thought I could be a great GM, and I think I'm doing a good job. So I wanted more power, basically.
What makes you think you're doing a good job there? Confidence,
Damn.
maybe?
How many times did we beat you this season?
Oh no.
Not when it mattered, you dummy.
Oh no.
Sorry to call you a dummy. I know that's really harsh up there in Canadian.
Shots are
I
flying
accept
across
it.
the bow.
You did beat us twice, much to the Mets' chagrin.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite part, is that the Mets suffered. So
That's such a
Yeah,
funny
I
one.
actually don't hate that. I don't hate that.
It's like funny how that worked out, right? Is that like even though like one of you guys lost twice, all it did really was like screw the other division rival out of a spot. Just like low key hilarious.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mets, but just in a vacuum, that happening in any division in any sport is hilarious. Is always funny as fuck. Like
Shorty actually doesn't talk to me anymore, so
Damn.
Well, are you sure it's over the Mets?
I think so.
I
Okay.
think you might have accidentally said that you like the universal DH, and that was the
Oh,
final
yeah.
straw.
Yeah. What I really
Yeah.
said was I like the Manfred runner, and she said, I'm fucking done.
I'm throwing a rock through your window.
She does know where he lives.
I actually am reaching out to her now because I haven't talked to her in like a week.
Oh,
That's like forever in Shorty days.
is it
So, are
forever
you-
or is it shorter time? You think about this.
That's not, I get what you're doing. So, Lars, you wanted the power. Are you enjoying the power? Do you think it's been fit? Do you think you're doing a good job? What's your thoughts?
coming into it, I was a little bit worried. I got a team that kind of had nothing left. A couple people stayed, most people left in leadership. I'm pretty sure LOM was a little worried about what Atlanta would do last season. But I picked up Penny or Kurt.
Who?
I don't know what to call him. I'm just going to call him Kurt. We're just going to call him Kurt because
I
you
don't
and
know
I
who you're
still
talking
call him.
about.
Picked up Kurt, and I think we made a pretty good team, and we got pretty far. So I think I'm doing a pretty good job. We'll see this season. Maybe I'll get mutinied. Who knows?
Well, I was going to ask how your feelings about your team's performance in season 10 was, but let's just jump straight to 11. Are you excited for 11?
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think we did a pretty good splash in free agency. It's really rewarding to see someone like Brian Taylor come back to us. We picked up Moose, Gangweed. Like I just, I think we're on our way up.
Yeah.
Our draftee pick I think is really good. He's already contributing. He told us the temperature in Australia was like 500 degrees the other day, so good for him.
That
Always
sounds
good to
pretty
have
bad
a-
for him.
That sounds pretty bad for just everybody,
To
honestly.
just
Mhm.
say unhinged shit though. Like if you ever have an Aussie on your team, like you will just get. They might not be super active because of the time zone, but you will get the craziest shit where they just send a spider as big as a fucking capybara, like nothing.
And they're
Doesn't
so
even
cool with it.
faze
They're so
them.
chill. Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
Shout out Axcoa Griffin.
Yeah, he used to send us spiders all the time in FCB, and we'd be like, "Bro, what the fuck? That was in your house?" And they're like, "This is a
Axe's an Aussie?
small one." We're just like, "Oh my god, Axcoa? Yes."
I think he was a rebel on the court.
Oh, he was on my team.
No, never mind then. My bad.
Australia,
wrong,
where the
actually.
British and nature sent their worst.
One of my FCB rookies too was from the other side of Western Australia, and they would do the same shit. Where it's just like, "Oh my god, what is the fuck?"
See, but
Snakes and shit.
I've heard people respond to that like they don't have things like bears or lions.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, because these
but like,
spiders
I'm not
killed
gonna
them all.
I'm not. Yeah, no shit. But like, I'm not in danger of like accidentally stepping on a bear. Like, you gotta be in a pretty fucking crazy scenario to be like, "Holy shit, I almost got attacked by a bear." Like,
But
the
like,
spider
you live
just
in Idaho.
shows up.
There's a bear within
There's bears everywhere, and I've never been
there's a
fucking
bear within
spooked
an
by
hour,
one.
like within like a mile
for
of you
sure.
right now. Yeah,
They're not under your
mile, but,
pillow
like,
when you go to
30
sleep.
minutes for
Not under
sure.
your
Right, they're not
pillow.
hiding
Yeah,
behind my
exactly,
wall clock.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like there isn't like, oh,
Not
hey,
sticking
by the
my
way,
f-
like there's a snake in the toilet. Like, get the fuck out of here.
But
I'm not sticking my foot in my boot and getting bitten by a bear.
Newt has like a
that's-
1 in 10 chance of hitting a moose on any drive, and that's gonna really fuck your day up.
But
be
there's
fair-
a moose here too.
Never seen one.
See?
I've
never seen
there's
a moose?
here.
I've never seen a moose.
How about
They're
a caribou?
scary as fuck.
I've never seen a caribou.
How about
Really?
an
Where
elk?
do you live?
Do you leave your house?
I live in a rather large city. There's not.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll do it. Yep.
Well, you've probably seen some
You've never
bears.
been to like Banff or anything?
I have been to Banff, but I stay in the main street, and I'm not an adventurer. So
That's fair. Yeah, there's like moose like 3 hours from me. Not a
Moose are
shitload.
good.
Like you might not see one, but they definitely are there.
I mean, to be fair, like some of these areas like Texas and other areas in like I guess the Southwest, not so much the South. You gotta like, okay, I'm leaving for the day. Let me shake my shoe out, see if a scorpion falls out.
Mhm.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, like last time I was in Texas, I think that like I don't remember the spiders being super scary and like poisonous or anything, but
It's not the spiders. It's the
It's
snakes and the
snakes.
scorpions.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the snakes though, like that was like one of the first
cottonmouth
things.
and the
Yeah.
rattlesnake.
I have a coworker who
And
lives in Arizona,
moccasin.
and his
Oh, yeah.
daughter over the summer was at daycare and stuck her hand inside some sort of plaything out in the playground and got stung by a scorpion.
Damn.
Oh,
And he was just like it was normal. Took her to the hospital, and
get the antivenom.
God.
it's like I'd have been freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
actually
definitely
freaking out a little
rattlesnakes
bit
here.
internally right now.
Why the fuck is there a scorpion in Missouri? What are
Yeah.
you doing here?
Lars, what are you scared about most in Canada? Outside of the impending American
geese.
takeover.
I mean, pretty much just that.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's not much out right now. It's minus 12 outside. Most things are dead.
It's like if you can attack me in this weather, good for you.
Yeah, good for you.
Celsius,
Do
Leo,
what
that's
you
like-
want.
That's like 15 or
Earned
20.
it.
He's fine.
Come on up.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Or I'm just like, you get past my guard dog and 2 guard cats, have at it.
You can take
Also
my
very cold here.
student loan debt if you really want it. I mean,
Yeah, fucking go for it. Steal my identity, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Have fun. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Okay, what else do we got next?
probably a
Oh, yes.
question.
Did you have a question, Leo?
No. I was saying we probably have a question next if I had to guess.
I have lots of questions, actually.
Oh, let's go.
Next one. Did you think it was a good idea to be a mod? And if so, why?
Terrible idea.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I've been a mod for my entire adult life, probably close to 15 years now. I founded the Blue Jay subreddit about 14 years ago, and
I didn't know you were like Reddit royalty.
yeah.
Why do you think
And
this
so
motherfucker got chosen to be the mod?
So
I
I've
assume
seen
it was the Robbie Canadian inside job thing.
Robbie
No.
was one of my former mods on the subreddit. actually.
If anything, it should be
That was right.
backwards.
That
It's
was
like
not
Lars
brought up
hired
in the-
Robbie.
That was never even brought up.
I was about to say, Stupido said, "Can we review this?"
I think Robbie brought
selection?
that
It sounds
up,
like
but
nepotism now.
I
Yeah.
don't think that he actually said like the specifics, but I'm pretty sure he did say that you guys had modded on the Blue Jays subreddit.
We're
anyways.
connected.
That's right.
All Canadians
We were.
know each other.
Yeah.
There's only one
That's
road
true.
up here, so
Yeah.
Yeah, the QEW.
that's right. Hey, that's right.
I did my master's up there. We've talked about this.
Is that the
Oh, yeah.
Queens Expressway?
Yeah.
It is, which is still the Queen's
Damn.
Expressway, even though that bitch died.
Cool.
Damn.
Wow.
That was a good guess.
Yeah, I get to call her that. I'm
It's
not
been
a
less
monitor.
than a year.
I don't care. I didn't. I
No,
called her
better
that.
than
She's
the
alive.
than the current.
Do they
one.
have new currency out yet?
Has it been more than a year? Hang on.
Is
It
Jimmy
might-
Carter
I think it
free reign or no? Is that too soon?
It's been more than a year. It was September 8th, 2022. It's been
I don't know. Is your money any different, Lars?
almost 2
Um,
years. 3 years.
The
2.5 years.
coins are supposed to be changing soon, but I haven't seen any. To be honest, I haven't carried money in forever.
Yeah, it's like
Dude,
what,
Dude,
yeah.
the toonie is the greatest coin of all time.
Yep, they had a black toonie for when she died, and they called it the
Oh.
goth toonie.
Oh,
That sounds
did you
hard
get
as-
one?
That sounds hard as hell.
That's
I
hard
ha-
as fuck. I'm
I
not
want
gonna
one
lie.
of those.
Can
I think
you
I
give
have
me
one
one of
somewhere.
those?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
find one. I think I have one of
Dude,
those.
I
Look on
low-key want to
eBay.
take one of those and Dremel it into like a guitar pick. That would be fucking sick.
Why would
That'd
you
be a
disrespect the
thick
tuning by
pick.
making it a guitar pick?
Why would you
I like 'em
disrespect
thick as
goth?
fuck? Like
Probably more
that.
valuable when you do that
Like
anyway.
my women, like I like my guitar picks.
Black?
I'm real
Well,
fucking close to
I
going
mean,
trying to find some
Goth?
mammoth bone or something.
Yeah, that one applies too. all the answers that have been said have applied. For the record.
Chiseled into a triangle?
Okay,
Dribbled
that
by
one has not
J-Man?
applied. No. That well,
J-Man, how's the
maybe on,
sink?
maybe on Freaky Friday.
It is getting fixed hopefully tomorrow or Monday.
By you or by somebody else?
They're gonna come and just see if they're just gonna replace it because I was telling them like, hey, there's like a lot, like some mold and like other kind of nasty shit over here. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, yeah, we'll send a tech and we'll figure it out or something. I was like, all right, sounds good. We right.
He'll be there in March.
All right, we need you to be
it's
available.
really
any
gonna be
day from February
no shit.
23rd at 3 to
Luckily-
March.
He'll be there on the February 29th.
Luckily, since
Yeah.
it's like
Oh, no.
luckily since it's not like the internet company or something, like it's actually the landlords, like they do have to, like the tech does have to actually give you like a day and time that's pretty specific because they have to give you notice before coming in.
Right.
But because it's not just like fucking Sparklight or whatever. But
You're gonna tell me that Idaho has like decent protection?
I mean, that's just pretty much anywhere is like,
Okay.
I've never heard of a place where a landlord can enter your residence without 24-hour notice, except for in extreme emergencies, like another apartment or like you're not there and your apartment is like actively flooding the other ones. Like it's pretty, and we have new property managers as of like a few months ago. Our old shitty ones sold it to like another company and they so far have been like super cool and like a lot better. So and they responded really fast when I like sent them the issue. And so
That's awesome.
I'm hoping,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, yeah, it'll be okay. Are you guys gonna be dicks? You never know. Wild West out here.
I mean, literally.
Yeah. Historically and contemporarily. That can't be a word, right?
Contemporaneously?
Contemporaneously. I was gonna say, or presently would probably just be the easier.
Yeah, currently.
That's too basic.
So,
I can't remember that.
Sorry, buddy. Newt, what's the biggest eye opener so far after becoming a mod?
To be honest, after doing it so long, nothing surprises me anymore. Like I can probably sit here for the next 2 hours and tell you stories of things that I feel like Reddit's a little bit more dangerous than our community.
Yeah, it's a lot more
Just a bit.
anonymous, obviously.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For the most part, I have to organize channels now because there's probably close to 1 million that just showed up when I got mod access. I think the behind the scenes that most players don't realize how much work goes into running a community like this. Applauding everyone who does a little bit extra to make this stuff go.
Sounds like ass.
We don't even have.
Sure
Stupido
is.
and I don't even have as many channels as you have.
Nope.
There's too many. There's too many.
In fact,
some of them
I
are
think
just
you
like-
legitimately have like double. And I even still,
Right.
we probably even still, there's probably, I don't even fucking know.
Yeah, I got on the
100.
Manfred account last week, I think it was, to do something, and I didn't look through them all, but it's just there's a lot more than even I know of.
11. Well, because you got to think about it too. Like we can't see all the clubhouse ones and shit, even though
Right.
like we're alone. So it's like I can only see, just like all season 10 all-star stuff and like AO West stuff. But yeah, it's like I don't know. I have like
I don't
15
even have those now.
categories, and yeah, true. Like
Homestar.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30. I have at least 15 categories, and 12 of those have at least 11 channels. Pretty sure Lars has
A lot
at
more.
least 30 more than that.
Here, I'm taking a look. Give me
Uh-oh.
1 second.
I
Take a
literally just
screenshot.
counted,
We'll put it
like,
on
I just counted the first like 2 categories and was just like, yeah, those both have over 10, and these last few only have a couple because they're like,
Flexing my channel
it's terrible.
number on you.
Channels.
God.
Hold on, I'm still going through them all.
That was a shot. Who was that?
That was me.
Good
Hold
job.
on,
Thanks, buddy.
Still scrolling.
I'm trying to not lose this round too, but it's okay. I give up on it. We've
Still
got
scrolling.
okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then an archive. So let's say 19.
Yeah, the archive's
Wow.
fucking huge.
Huge. Oh,
That's like a good 200 channels, just by the way. Just like quick estimate math. It's kind of a
I'm
lot
good.
to.
I'm alright.
Yeah.
I can barely handle the ones in fucking the Padres server, so
Good lord, I'm cleaning up the Philly server myself, and it is a fucking nightmare. Like, there's 17 channels that are still active that someone made just because they had an idea, and I'm just like, you motherfuckers gotta stop making channels.
And
Sure
just
enough,
delete
yeah.
them.
I'm not. That's a
Archive.
dick move, though.
Oh,
Archive.
I fucking cleaned house when Keo was like, yeah, I don't really know how to like do like the Discord part of a
I
server.
don't do the
So
email.
if you want to do that, I was just like, all right.
Delete.
Yeah.
I had to do
delete.
that in our MLN server too. There was like so much shit where I'm just like, okay, so there's 4 sports channels in the archive that we're deleting. I don't think anybody cares about messages from 6 years ago from a bunch of deleted users.
Oh no.
I
Probably not.
won't call anybody out, but literally someone was just like, thanks, by the way, Newt. I appreciate that. Someone was just like, I'm going to make a bad joke. I should make a channel for this bad joke. Okay, here's a channel for bad jokes, and then just put a bad joke in there. That's like,
But
guys,
we have a bad joke
Never
channel.
used
that's how it
again.
started. That's how it started right there. Oh, fuck, I need to
I
go
say
post.
we. I'm not on the Phillies anymore.
Well, yeah. You're
We
an
had a
affiliate.
bad.
I somehow am a Hall of Famer.
It's just a role. But
Oh.
you are.
Wow.
In our hearts.
Rough.
Take just like stripping away like any merit, and then
Here goes my
immediately trying
resume.
to reassure it's just a role, but also like you are like, but it's just a role.
But it's just a role. We give it
It's
to
a
everyone who's an
Yeah.
ex-player.
I forgot that I have to, and I can't tell you why, so don't ask, but I forgot that I have to post a picture of fruit in this channel that is for GMs posting fruit.
Why?
I said, don't ask why. The
I
fuck
know.
is
Yeah,
wrong
that
with you?
just makes me want to
I
ask
heard
why
you.
more.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and need an explanation even harder
Yeah.
now.
you
I'm actually
can't.
going to go
can't
take
have
a
one.
picture of fruit so I can contribute to the GM's posting fruit channel that I'm not
You-
a part of.
You can't.
What?
You don't
I
have
can
firms to do
try.
it. Only
I
G-
can
you can try. You can try.
I'm just going to go post in Phillies general.
Are you even in the Philly server?
Nope.
We'll be in 5 minutes.
I will not. I'm not that committed to the bit.
We'll be in 5. Won't be in 7.
I swear to God,
There
I
you go.
completed this hole like 3 times already. Are these all the same holes, basically? That's like a sex
Uh,
tape,
sex
right?
tape.
Does that
I was
name
about
your
to say,
sex
name
tape?
your last sex tape. Damn,
Yeah.
those have been flying around recently.
Oh yeah. Are we just not doing phrasing anymore?
Phrasing.
So,
Hey,
Lars, you
phrase
teased us with some great stories and then didn't tell us any. What are these great
Yeah,
stories?
give us a good mod story.
Good.
Like-
Good.
You want to know a time?
Toronto.
Okay, I'll tell you a good one.
Okay,
It's not
okay.
necessarily like any bad, like negative stuff. It's just one time I can tell you negative stuff too. Might as well.
But I got you. It's like it's not like, oh, some dude
Give
was
us-
going around saying slurs and shit, like blah blah. Like give us, I got
That's
you.
a standard
little
that happens.
Yeah,
every
that's
day.
not a
Like,
story. That's just like how moderating
It's
works.
modding.
Like, yeah, like,
Yeah,
we
that's
understand.
That's Tuesday.
part of the
We're on
game,
same
right?
page. We're
Being
on the same
doxxed
page.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But one time we decided as a mod team to do an April Fool's prank.
And how many of there are you for the sub?
200,000.
No, for the mods.
Oh, sorry. There was at that time. I don't know, 5.
Gotcha. What? Just right now? What?
I'm really passive. I think it's roughly 5. I'm pretty passive now.
Gotcha.
I kind of passed on the torch just because I'm doing this stuff.
I gotcha.
Sorry
to interrupt.
So one April Fool's prank we decided to do, once we flipped all our stuff to Yankees, so we looked exactly like the Yankees subreddit. Everybody had a chuckle. But then one year, this was particularly relevant because the ownership of the Blue Jays are the Rogers Corporation, which is like the Rogers cell phone company in Canada. Everyone hates cell phones in Canada. And they had actually visited somebody from our subreddit because they threatened to throw Ted Rogers' statue in the lake, which is this big thing, and everyone was pissed. So we decided for that April Fool's to, like weeks before, add a user named Rogers Cares, and then slowly start rebranding it to Rogers Network, like ownership, as if we had sold out to Rogers.
That's fucking hilarious.
And so, like on the day of April 1st, like we completely rebranded the subreddit with Rogers everywhere. The logo bottom sponsored by
the Rogers Blue
and
Jays, the Toronto Rogers Centers.
People just lost their mind, like calling for our heads. And when we kind of said, like, no, this was a bad joke, they're like, you don't make jokes like that. Like, you sold out. And we're like, we didn't sell out. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
You're like, it's April Fool's, you son of a bitch.
So to that day, that was our don't make fun of people on the internet, I think, or try to make jokes on the internet because it never. And then another one we had a sports commentator join an AMA and he couldn't figure out how to connect to his account. I don't know what happened, but basically like caused chaos and had him basically quit commentating with the Blue Jays.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he got like yelled out of our subreddit. People thought he was showing up for his AMA, and then
because everybody was like, "Why are you not fucking responding right?" Or like, "Blah blah." Like, what the fuck?
And they were like calling for his head too, and we were like, "No, he just can't log in." And then they're like, "What an idiot! Can't log into his account. It's just a Reddit account.
Do an AMA and don't respond. Nice. Ooh, how fucking cool are you?"
You know, just the standard nice, friendly sports commentating that you
I
find
thought
on
Canadians were like good people.
No, we're not.
It's Reddit. They're not all Canadian.
Yeah,
fair enough.
True. Also, the Canadian sports thing, like especially when it comes to the Blue Jays, and then obviously like hockey stuff, like people just turn into feral animals. Source: I have been to a Mariners game where it was Blue Jays at Mariners in Seattle. And it was like a fucking away game, and it was like literally worse than going to a Mariners Astros game, like straight up.
Those are all from Vancouver. They're all nuts anyway. But
and it's like obviously like any that happens everywhere, but like I will say
because we're so deprived of a winning championship team. Like we had the Raptors in 2019. The city went locked down, and then we haven't done anything since.
Drake like took credit for it and shit too. It was like a whole stupid thing.
Yeah, he can chill out.
That was my best shot of the night. Let's go.
I'm trying to think of other fun stories I have, but most of them are pretty, dark and ominous, negative. I was doxxed once, like stuff like that. Not fun stuff.
Were there any consequences to you being doxxed?
Did you hit him with the I got a shitload of student loan debt, come at me, mother, like come and get me?
Surprisingly, no student loan debt. I just basically said, hey, like if you want to come learn if you want to come learn in my classroom. I was a teacher at the time. I had assumed it was like a student who found me, but it's like if you want to come learn in my classroom or you want to come teach a cyber safety tip, by all means, come on in.
Yeah. You're like, buddy, I'm a teacher. Like, go ahead and steal my identity, but it's not gonna really benefit you too much. Like,
I think I said something like, I'm a teacher. I deal with feral kids on a daily basis. Like, nothing scares me.
Yeah, like it's like fucking square up, dude. It's like the same sort of show. Just like I'll see you when you arrive, I guess. Like, I'm not too concerned about it. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, the internet can. Reddit is much scarier than, or like, any sort of kind of moderating thing. Like,
terrifying.
I mean,
you can never do anything right. You're always wrong. Kind of like here too sometimes, right? You're always wrong.
Mhm.
There's always a better opinion,
It's at
always a
least
better way
it's
of doing things.
smaller though. Like it's and at least it's like, you know, in our place, like it's not a bunch of just like people from other random subreddits like come to like brigade and shit on you, you know. You don't have to deal with any of that aspect of it. It's like if anything, like yeah, it might just be people who are here, but it's not like you're just like, so spooky thing just happened. Someone just DM me on Reddit saying that they're gonna dox me and like murder me. That's terrifying, you know, like
Yeah, you could easily identify who does that here too, right? The community is
right.
more non-incognito.
Yeah. Or like you don't have to be a subreddit member to, you know, cause trouble for the moderators.
I was a mod in a server for an online game that was not like big or anything like that, but you know, a few hundred here and there, and like a big main server. And we would get a lot of like Eastern Europeans and like Russians and such, and like majority of them were cool, but there was always this like weird Nazi subset. I would have
totally.
like
Yeah.
I would like Google their Cyrillic. I had to start Googling what Cyrillic names were because half of them were like some form of Sig Heil, and it was just like, yeah. And then I was like, hey, the one dude joined and was like talking like a normal human being, and then I like looked at his profile picture. I'm like, that's Hitler playing Xbox. I was like, hey, dude, it's not okay.
There's like
And he's like, what? It's just Hitler. I'm like, that's why it's not okay.
It's
He's
really
like, this is
just
fucking
Hitler.
fascism. I'm like, okay, well, I don't. Okay, so yeah, it was
yeah,
not
there's
a.
like so a classmate of mine is a Eastern European like Balkan historian and sort of, you know, like Ukraine gets kind of lumped in there sometimes, but like he can read Cyrillic and like speak you know, a little bit of like Greek and other sort of, you know, and what's Bulgarian and Macedonian, things like that. Like, and he was trying to explain it to us one day because especially like when the war in Ukraine first started, like I was in graduate school, obviously, and like we were talking about it because like a lot of the people there, like a lot of the people who are in the government are like technically very like they're fucking Nazis, like honestly. And it's like a weird dichotomy of like but like, weren't they like in the Soviet Union who's like like enemies for like with Nazis? And there's like all these weird divisions that go back much longer that people will be okay with like being like a like super far right or like Nazi sort of shit to kind of like stop other things. Like a lot of people like basically like a lot of Nazis got elected because they're super anti-Russian, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, you know. Like, and so it like gets really weird like that too, where you're just like, huh, I don't, it's too gray of an area. I don't like it. Moderating that sort of shit's really difficult because you're just like, I mean, on the surface, I don't really like, I can only interpret this so many ways. Glad we
I like how we're all leaving you to hang out there on the vagaries of Nazism in Eastern European politics.
Listen, I don't like to talk about subjects I'm not too familiar with.
Right,
There was
have
like
a dog in this fight.
there was like a good like my buddy.
I mean, I have a dog in this fight. It's
I
just
guess I do. Yeah, it's
No, I got you. No, my buddy who like his thesis was on like Macedonian independence and some other Balkan stuff. Like his alls he would do and like post on like, you know, or show us screenshots of him post on Facebook was like fucking like he would like fight with people who were like trying to say that shit because people would like send him shit where he would like when he posted his published thesis, like somebody on our campus like read it and like emailed him and basically saying like you're fucking stupid for thinking that this place even exists, like it's just like a client state of at such and such place, and it's like 3 or 4 different places think that, and it's just like asinine. So he would just go off all the time, like Bulgaria, like in the Balkans, and like it's the same thing with Ukraine. They're all kind of fighting like off different other spheres of influence. So like for him, it would be like Greeks and Bulgarians and Russians, and then for they all kind of overlap. So like he would just end up getting into a bunch of fucking fights with people, and it was like low-key kind of fucking hilarious because then people would just start responding in like a Cyrillic language that you like can't fucking read, and you're just like, ooh, good roast. I don't fucking know what you're saying.
Yep.
The internet's so crazy.
Yeah. So you deal with a lot of Nazis then, Lars?
Not too many.
Okay.
Not too many.
That was a segue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
are
would-
coming
I
to
would
visit
say-
Florida soon, right? So that'll
I will
probably
be. Yeah, I'm a little worried, but Disney should be fine.
Yeah.
But I will.
If anything, Disney's the best place to be in Florida because
say
they're
Disney's
like
the-
their own little kingdom.
Weren't they protesting outside though because of some sort of?
Yeah, well,
Well, yeah, there's
that one
kind of the whole
time.
thing. There's the
guys
Florida
are a
state
lot.
government and Disney don't necessarily get along very well anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be like a tax exempt zone and shit, and blah blah blah. A bunch of other.
So to pivot off of Nazis in Florida, the two worst things in recent memory.
Yeah,
What has been your
honestly.
favorite moment in top 5 podcast history? Because I know you're a watcher or a listener or something.
Maybe both.
maybe
I gotta
both.
say, it's
A creep.
Stalker.
I have to say, my daughter had pink eye roughly the same time as your kids, or even you. And did you have pink eye, John?
I did. I got
Yeah.
pink eye.
Yeah.
And you said poop in the eye, and I as a parent, that just sits with me because I said that to my kid, and now she's really terrified of getting poop in her eye, which is like not really a daily thing, but like kudos to you for worrying about it.
Honestly, and it's a pretty good thing to have a healthy fear of because they'll get shit
Right.
in their eye just randomly.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like, yeah. I'm
Right.
trying to
Yeah.
teach my daughter right now that when she feels like she has to poop, she should go poop. Because
Life
Crazy.
lesson.
and I might have talked about this already, so whatever. When she was 4, for like 6 months, she basically lost 4 pounds, which you don't lose weight when you're that age.
Mhm.
And the whole thing was she was backed up. She was constipated. You could press on her stomach and feel all like the hard shit that was in there because
Ugh.
she didn't want to stop doing stuff. And so she just like backed up and then didn't eat and then like didn't grow for like 5 or 6 months.
What a segue from Nazis.
Yeah.
I know. I was literally just thinking that. I was like, oh, cool.
So much like Nachi, she was full of shit.
Yeah. No
Yes,
shit.
exactly.
Just like and much like the situation in most of the Balkans in Eastern Europe for the last 150 years, it's a kind of just a clusterfuck shitty situation.
Backed up
Yeah.
shitty situation.
Lots of bullshit to muck through.
Well, so we went through like 6 months we did an enema, we did X-Lax, we've done like there's a Miralax that you take every morning. She's been doing it for like 6 months. She finally stopped and she's like starting to poop like regular. Like she learned how to poop with her body, which you
That's
wouldn't think you need to
crazy.
learn, but she did. And now, like last weekend, she was farting. I swear to God, this kid farted. She was clearing out rooms. And believe me, I am not a person who is weak when it comes to that. And I'm like,
Like
dude,
my
you need to
dog.
go poop. And she's like, no, I
Yeah.
don't. I was like, kid, I can't be within like a stone's throw of you right now because you smell so shitty. Go take a dump. And so she would go. She's like, oh, I guess I did have to poop. I'm like, yeah, that's what your
You're
body's
like-
telling you.
Parenting is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How?
that is weird. But like, it's so strange because like my fucking dog is like the opposite. Like he goes and will like shit, and then he comes in. And he's like, "Oh, perfect! Now you can fart again without being scared." Like, I swear to God, dude. Like yesterday, I take him outside. Right, I take him outside. He goes to the bathroom. He poops, and it's kind of funny, honestly, because he like. I don't know, just like his back legs are so tiny. He just kind of like stumbles around and he's just oinking like, like it's just fucking hilarious. Like he comes inside, I sit down on the couch, he walks right past me and just farts the entire way by me like a straight crop duster. And I literally just said, "What the fuck?" My girlfriend was like, what? And I was like, oh, nothing. He just fucking farted in my face, like on purpose.
Little jackass did it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking dead. That
Yep.
shit. Wake up in the morning and you're like, oh my
Passageway
god,
was
his
clear.
butthole's right here. Yeah, it was. It is. Where even is? Oh, he's asleep.
Yeah. So, you made me think of that, Lars, because the pink guy sucks. It was not fun. But now it's just like, hey, when you feel like you kind of have to poop, just go. And she's like, I don't ever have to feel like. Are you ever at school and you have to go, but you just like don't because you want to keep playing?
I do not
Well,
shit
yeah.
at school.
Leo, you're not.
What?
You know how to shit though.
I do. That is true.
Like you will not shit
Fancy.
at school because you'll go home and take a shit. She'll not shit at school and then she'll be like, well, now I'm at home and I want to play with my toys, so I'm never shitting again.
kind of based, honestly. New
That's
video game
low-key
came out.
insane. That's
Video game just came out. Gotta do a little grinding.
Ah,
Gotta hop on the Xbox.
That is how
Creed's
we
not
get
gonna
the
assassinate itself.
Gatorade piss bottle.
Hey, these moments in MLB The Show 26 aren't going to grind themselves.
Oh my god, that's so
25 or
crazy,
25, I
Chuck.
think
The
it's
pink eye thing makes me
26.
laugh so hard though. Like now that you say that, like just the other day, like last week we watched the movie This Is 40, which is like a certified OG classic. And there's like a whole scene where like someone says like, wait, they have pink eye? Like what is that? They're like teaching their kids and then it's like the fucking Paul Rudd is just like, it's when you get poop in your eye, and then like one of the girls just goes, poop in your eye, screams and runs off. It's so fucking funny. Fucking kids, man.
Fucking kids.
fucking kids.
Lars, you got one kid? Just the one.
I've got another one coming in, I don't know, like 3 months now.
Ooh, congrats.
Oh boy.
That's
Thanks.
I'm trying to gauge your reaction to the congrats. If it's actually congrats. You can kind of tell like in person when you say congrats and someone's like, cool, oh, it's awesome. We're so excited. They're like, yeah, thank you. Thank you. 3 colleges.
You know what?
2
We're excited. It's just it wasn't expected. It wasn't something we planned.
Gotcha.
We thought we were going to be a one kid parent household, and
then
now we're going to be outnumbered and a little terrified.
Did you
Yeah.
forget what sex does?
And you know what? In a moment of weakness, I did.
To be fair,
Cold up there.
To be
It
fair,
was Valentine's Day.
it gets most of us in the end. It's like, you know, you're actually correct. I did for fucking 3 goddamn minutes.
It's like that episode of Seinfeld that Kramer came in and passing the $20 on the table. I'm out.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
contest. There's also another one where they're like,
Master of my domain, Jerry.
you've never had an issue? And he's like, no. They're like, Kramer, you've been with a lot of women. He's like, yeah. And they're like, did you ever think that maybe you're, and he's like, what? No. Like, they don't even finish the sentence every single time.
No.
So fucking funny. It's a whole conversation about like briefs or
Love Seinfeld.
boxers. I've been watching it recently, like all this whole week. It's been on in the background, and like, yeah, I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. Lars, do you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I do. My wife's a big fan of it, so I kind of watch
Yeah.
over her.
For sure, that makes sense. I love that show, and obviously it's just Seinfeld, but like explicit and current. But it's the same sort of shit, especially after watching like a lot of Curb and then going back and watching go watch Seinfeld again. And you're like, oh yeah,
David show.
that's fucking Larry right there, buddy. You're just like, yep, George is Larry, Larry's George.
He is me, I am she.
Yeah, no, it sucks. Like you watch an episode of Seinfeld and you're just like, low key though, I don't think they did anything wrong. You're like, motherfucker, that sucks.
I don't think I've watched Seinfeld and thought they didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, and there's a few times where it's like, I think Curb Your Enthusiasm is more on par though, where it's like there's genuinely most episodes I'm just like, dude, Larry is not in the wrong here. Fuck those people. Like,
I think is there still seasons or is it done?
for Curb, there is either
It's like
the
a
last
final
season I watched was 11, and I think they are coming out with 12. I don't know if it is already done, although I think it is done.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
earlier.
it forever. I will say.
I haven't watched it in a while either.
Want some Canadian content? I don't know if you've ever heard of before.
Oh,
Have you heard of Kenny versus Spenny?
Who's a what's it?
Kenny versus Spenny? Okay, that's a recommendation. Two
Kenny
friends.
versus Spinny?
Spenny, Spenny.
Is it like there are two wolves inside of you?
It's a reality television show.
No, it's a reality show. It's two friends who compete against each other in the most tests, like who can keep a frozen octopus on their head the longest, who cannot touch the floor, like just the most ridiculous things, and then the loser gets punishment. But it's like a Toronto cult classic. Yeah. And then more current, have you guys seen Blackberry, the movie?
I love that movie, dude. I just rewatched it like 2 or 3 nights ago.
So Matt Johnson and Jay McCarroll are two guys in the movie, and they have a Toronto-specific show called Nirvana the Band the Show. It's about two guys who have a band called Nirvana the Band who try to get a show at a Toronto club, and it's the best show on TV in my opinion.
That sounds fucking awesome.
I have a Google Drive if you're interested.
Okay.
I don't think you can get it on TV anymore. It was on Vice. We used to appear for
what's the name of the show?
It's called Nirvana the Band the Show.
You might have to drop me that fucking.
Yeah. I'll send you it. It's hilarious, and every episode is themed around like a. I can't remember the first one, but the second one is themed around Home Alone. So, like the scenes that revolve around how Home Alone worked, like he gets chased by a car and then hides in a manger.
Okay.
It really does a good job. And that Christmas episode, Home Alone, they try to get into the Santa Claus parade so that the band can be recognized by the bar they want to play at. I don't want to spoil it, but it's really good.
That sounds pretty good.
10 out of 10.
Blackberry was very good. I absolutely love Glenn Howerton. He's like fucking full on. Like, I don't know. Has anybody else seen that in here?
Mm-mm.
It's so good. It's yeah. I don't know. It's literally. Maybe it's like, I don't know. Lars, does it hit extra hard for you because it's like Canada, like they're in Waterloo?
I used to work in the cell phone business, so I have fond memories of Blackberries being a huge thing. I don't know how big they were down there. Up here, they were just like
they were gigantic.
So my both my parents worked at Chip, like a memory factory here, and my mom worked in R&D, so she was constantly bringing home like new phones and shit because the rest of her department would break them apart to see if other companies were stealing their patents. And she had a bunch of fucking Blackberries, and one of my first phones was literally a Blackberry with no like the screen was like cut in half. Like it didn't work like at all, but it was like fucking awesome still. That's how fucking cool it was. Like the fucking clicky keyboard. Didn't even have a screen. Didn't work. Didn't do anything. She brought home a busted ass iPhone too once when I was like the first day one of them came out, like the 6 or something. And I was super excited to open the box. It's just smashed.
Tech Spy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. God, that movie's so good. I don't know. It's worth the watch for sure. Also, if you just like to see someone get just like absolutely unhinged at like people who kind of deserve it too, honestly, like obviously they're just like rich business people, like fuck them. Glenn Howerton does pretty good at that, screaming at people, screaming at the NHL.
Fuck you, Shorzy.
Yeah, I mean it's somewhat similar.
Shorzy's a good show.
It is.
Another banger.
I have more questions. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm trying to
No, you're good.
get a hit off of Leo's team, the dads here.
Boo.
Yeah, I agree. Boo dads. Dads are the worst.
No,
Shame.
oh shit, Blue Phillies.
I just hope everyone has fun.
David, I need you to isolate that for me.
You're gonna need what from me?
Nope, nothing.
Yep.
You heard.
What questions do you have for us, Newt?
You
know the score. You listen to the podcast multiple times.
Yeah.
At least once.
How do you feel about your respective teams this year?
I love my team.
Deal.
People won.
I'm having a good time.
How's the change been, Dave, man?
It's been fun. I'm glad with some of the people that some of my rookies that I've GM'd have, I think, 3 or 4 people I've GM'd previously on a team now.
It's what? Gav.
OSHA.
Yep.
There's one other too. I can't remember. And then obviously
Forgot
Bob and I are we're on
Harvard
FCB
alum.
together and buddies, and let's see.
Yeah.
Watt and I co-GM'd a minor league team last year. It's been nice to like get with some other people that I was just a team with for just a little bit.
Didn't you co-GM'd the MILR team in season 9 with Brunt, right?
Yeah, we did that, and then we also
Nice little
GM'd
movies.
a rookie team in MLN that
MLN.
like Penguino and OSHA and a few other people were on. Mo Cheeks from the
shocking.
Rays.
Trying to get you into that 0.
Yeah. Sure. Mo Cheeks, that's a name.
How was
There's
your
a bunch of
free
them.
agent experience, Dave, man?
Depending on what I say, Lars can give us. We talked a bunch.
You did.
So, Lars, how was Dayman's free agent experience?
I think he had a great time.
Yeah?
Yeah. He
Did he
really
lead
wanted to
you
sign
on?
with the Braves, and I think Kurt ruined it. So
Yeah, that's what we'll say.
Wait, who?
Good reason to get rid of Kurt.
It was actually really funny though, because like that was going on kind of right when we were doing like the moderator stuff, which didn't take very long because
that was terrifying when I got that message.
yeah. So it's
Your
like
channel. It's like, uh-oh.
Kurt and Lars are like were messaging me, and then like later that night, like we set up one with like Stupido, Tomas, and I and Lars, and then it was like turntables, like now we're asking the questions now, motherfucker. Like, how do you like this DM now?
Spin the light around.
Yeah, like oh yeah, but
It's also pretty nice because you jumped in and said we're going to interview you for mod, and nobody said anything. So I just kind of was like, "Here's my resume."
you know what's fucking hilarious about that? You know why? Can I be real with you? Or I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? It's because like I know that it was like later in the evening. Sorry, I was reading a message from fucking Mark.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do. But Tomas and I were playing games together. So like what they like Stupido made it and then like went and did something and we're like doing something so nobody said anything. And I was like, we were like playing games and I could see you saying like, oh, this is scary. And I just like popped over really fast and was just like, and then went right back. So I was like, yeah, it's like your fucking boss saying, hey, call me right now. And then it's just some random shit like,
Dude, what the fuck is
where did
this?
I put
Hey,
my key?
Look at this shit. What is this?
Well, one of you told me to start the group chat, and I was like, okay. And
Yeah.
no one said anything.
That kind of happened once with free agency for us, where we were talking to somebody and they're like, "Yeah, I don't remember who was talking to them," and just like, "Yeah, let's get a group chat with everybody in there." And I think when that happened, because we had like 4 or 5 going, one of them just didn't get like picked up as a conversation, and you just kind of like feel bad. You're like, "Hey, we want to talk to you," and then nobody says anything. So I don't know. That's what I
felt terrible.
What's that?
I said that's how I felt. I felt terrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was your initiation.
You know what? Perfect. It's a perfect fit. I still feel terrible.
That's what we were trying.
All right, I got another question. How hard do you want me to moderate you this year?
Who are you asking?
Are you
all of you?
Yes.
Bringing any like
bringing the heat? Just moderating raw.
Considering I pretty much only post in GM Lounge, I don't think you have to moderate me much.
No, I think that's
that
the
channel
actually
needs more moderating.
Needs
Surprisingly.
more policing.
Yeah.
I mean that, and you'll have to mod me hard if GM Lounge starts popping off, and if the Rangers make a playoff run again, and I start getting into fights with Astros fans, as I did.
Oh, the Jays signed Scherzer today.
The Jays did sign Scherzer. I don't
They
know
did
why.
indeed.
He's old and will probably not throw more than 40 innings, but
We need
that's not my money that they're spending, so I don't care.
It's Rogers' money.
Yep, it is somebody else's money, and it's a lot
It's
of
it's telecom
some
money
reason.
at least too, so it's like fuck it,
Yeah.
spend it. Fuck those assholes.
It
Make
is
them spend their
15
money.
million. 15 million is someone else's money.
I'll take half.
I actually do feel like GM Lounge probably needs more moderation than other channels that I actually am a part of in Maine.
And it can just
On any given day.
It gets wild.
It does on every now and then.
it can go really fast, and also just like the grievance can be like actually legitimate, so like people can be like a little more upset than just like
It's fun to step away and come back, and 313 new messages.
wow, several people.
Yeah.
My favorite person to type in.
Several people are typing.
I swear, if you fucking search that, if you literally just search from me of wow, several people are typing my favorite, or like smoking and be right back, you'll find a lot of fucking messages, by the way. Who most said things lately?
Fucking.
Well, we've talked about doing a 50th episode special. Do you guys just want to have a bitch fest for 50?
I thought that was all of our episodes.
That's fair. Maybe you just need to be on the podcast and you can moderate our podcast.
There you go.
Real life beep switch.
I don't know. Moderator's choice at that part.
Do it.
Yeah.
Nazis and poop was this episode.
Pooping's important, all right? We got to teach the youth. You don't just keep playing with your whatever game you're doing. You go take a shit and you come back.
Oh, trust me. The
Find a game you can take with you.
The freshmen I teach are I've made it abundantly clear. They know exactly how important farting is more than shitting. But
Farting's not important. Not as important as shitting.
it's
shitting's
not.
important.
But they do it nonetheless.
It's a gateway
There's
drug.
nothing wrong with farting.
I wish I could police it. Because
Hand them all corks when they come in.
oh I hate that thought.
I didn't realize.
that's somehow worse.
I feel like that's not going to fly in Texas public schools.
It might
I mean,
fly
if anything-
wonderfully.
If anything, it would fly specifically in Texas schools. So the Texas education system, am I right, guys? Gosh.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
No Dr. Congo stories recently, but
Damn.
we did watch a video about Ebola and the Ebola outbreak 11 years ago, and I put a note up on the screen, and it was like, hey, this video is about Ebola. That disease killed tens of thousands of people. If you laugh during this, you're going to handwrite a 1,000-word research paper about Ebola. And one of my students looks at me and goes, isn't Ebola what they eat? And I said, no, no, it's a disease. And they go, are you sure? I'm like,
Are you
I'm pretty
sure?
positive.
I love when they doubt you, like you have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. It's something.
especially on something like that, when you're just like, I can 100% guarantee you that what you're saying is not true. Like, let me just tell you that right now.
Okay, I do have a story. We were going over apartheid and Nelson Mandela. We get to the slide where it goes Nelson Mandela was freed from jail, and then Frederick Willem de Klerk deleted apartheid. They were able to have a free election. All the races of South Africa were able to participate in the election, and Nelson Mandela becomes the first Black president of South Africa in 1994. And my student raises their hand and goes, so if he's the first, then what does that make Obama? And I go,
Oh, boy.
that This is South Africa. And she wasn't computing. She was not.
Yeah, you could see the gears kind of like
Yep.
smoking and turning a little
Yep.
bit, like, and you're just like, that's a different
Makes your day though.
country.
It makes your day. It just makes teaching that much fun.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
it was
She's
fun.
trying to
because
synthesize information. She's
the
at least, like,
students are-
engaging
She's
it.
going.
yeah, the students around her were just like, "Girl, what are you? What are we doing here? Like, what are
Do
we
you not know
asking?"
do you not know what the concept of a state is, ma'am? Like, I don't know what to tell you.
My first year, I had a kid create a Christmas tree math thing, and then explain that we use a Christmas tree because it symbolizes the tree that Jesus was nailed to.
Oh, yes.
The tree.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys don't remember that from catechism?
yeah.
I know that
the
there's lots
good
of
old
conifers
evergreen.
down there in the Levant.
Yeah, don't you know that
Yeah.
Jerusalem is historically known for its thickly wooded
It's
pine
thick
forest?
coniferous
Yeah.
For its
forest.
fir
It's
trees.
fucking evergreen fucking forest.
It's carnivorous trees. Yeah.
That's crazy. They're lucky they weren't building that fucking crucifix out of sticks, dude. Like, what the fuck? And pine
No,
trees.
no,
That's
no. Let's not be
crazy.
dumb here. Let's not. I shouldn't have said dumb. But let's not be like too hasty. Like, Lebanon is right there, and it's known for its timber. Like, that's what it is. But it was cedar trees.
Yeah, it's
Cedar
fucking.
conifers?
It's definitely not.
When the nails go in, that's when they invented syrup.
Yes.
Ah,
That's
yes.
how Canadians were born.
Yeah. Don't you know? Don't you know?
Oh,
That's
so
how God,
it
that's how
wasn't. It
God
wasn't
made
the
Canadians.
allure of sex. You just wanted something on your pancakes, and now you're having a second one.
Oh my god!
Bingo.
I
It's
get it.
stickier than you imagine, and not as fun as it sounds. Words of a
I
wise
like
man.
that one, man.
Twice as sticky and half as fun.
Yeah, it's like peanut butter.
Uh,
Now I'm sitting here trying to remember if I had sex in Canada while I was there. I don't
Wow,
think I
I don't need these thoughts.
did. Yeah. They're my thoughts. You don't get a choice.
Well,
I would say it's my thoughts.
Tell
You're
'em.
not participating in them.
Yeah.
Unless
How
you
many-
want to.
How many countries have you guys had sex in?
How
one.
many countries have I been
Uh,
to?
One, because I went to Mexico when I was like 12.
Yeah.
But
That's
my
a good
uncle
story,
did try to
actually.
buy me a hooker in Texas. Does that count?
Texas
Sounds
is
like
like
that sounds like
Kinda
a country
another
song.
country.
If it was the year 1846, then it would
No.
count.
This
Unfortunately,
was when I was like
well,
19.
okay. Fortunately, it is.
Dude, my
the
sister
year
lives
20
like 2 miles from a legal brothel in Nevada. Like straight
What
up.
the fuck?
It's
Do
called
we
the Bunny
count
Ranch.
international waters as its own country?
Did you bone on a boat?
I would.
I have been on a
Third, that's a
cruise. Yes.
third category. I would
I'd
say,
count
well,
it.
it depends. It depends actually. Were you like port?
Was I
Brenda?
port?
Was
Somebody
you
was.
out of port?
Were you port? Were you
Is that
port when
is that
you
a
port?
sex euphemism? Did you just make a sailing sex euphemism?
Bro, everything that has
dock
to do
in
with
her harbor?
sailing is a euphemism. Have you
Yeah.
ever heard of the Navy?
So
Porked when you porked?
I think I might have had sex on a boat too. I have to ask my wife if we did because we took on our honeymoon.
Oh,
We took a ferry
What
back.
are right
oh,
now?
it depends on what you count as sex.
So I'm
Oh,
not Bill Clinton. I just do penetrative sex. I'm not fancy. I ain't got time for that.
We're a good Christian household.
He doesn't do tricks on it. He doesn't do tricks on it. He doesn't do flips on
Oh man, he's got the one move. No
Missionary.
backhand in Gretzky's
it.
office.
Missionary for reproduction.
Just the
as
one.
God intended.
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about anymore, but yes, we had sex on the boat. So Stupido, you and I both have had sex on the boat.
What type of
But
boat
not
was
with
it?
each
Though?
other.
Was it like a
No.
dinghy or a cruise? Like Stupido was a cruise, obviously.
It
was a
I would
ferry.
say
It was a
it
cruise.
only counts as other countries. Like, say where'd you take the cruise to?
Lincoln on a
what was
dinghy.
it? Caribbean or?
It was Bahamas.
Yeah. So like, if you
Winking on a
do
dinghy,
a little
coming on
church
cruise.
raising while you're docked in Bahamas, that counts as another place. But if
Well,
you're
I already counted the
steaming-
Bahamas.
If you're
He did
steaming
the
on
Bahamas
down,
and
you
a
know,
separate place. That's
gotcha.
this is what he's saying.
Okay, but the St. Croix, does that count?
Hypothetically,
It's an
if you're
overseas
busting-
territory.
If you're busting
Oh.
in the Bahamas,
As one does.
if you're
That
coming
sounds
in
like
the
a
Caribbean,
country song.
That's
coming
true.
in the Caribbean, busting in the Bahamas.
Nutting in Nevada.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Again, the brothels are legal everywhere but where Vegas is. Everywhere but Clark
Splooging
County.
in St. Louis.
Well, and one other place, but
I lived in St. Louis for several decades.
You splooge there?
Yeah, this isn't states.
Both of my
Yeah,
children
got
were
that.
born in that area, so yeah.
So twice.
Answer the question yourself.
I did have sex
All
in
right.
Canada.
Did you canoodle in Canada?
I did. I canoodled
I
in
have.
Canada. I've fucked in France.
I masturbated
let's
in
go.
Mexico.
Okay.